Rob, this club's not got a great history in the playoffs. Does that enter your thinking at all?
No, not until you just said that. I'd like to think we lifted our hoodoo a week ago and getting that win. But no, it's not coming to our thinking. We'll just try and prepare as normally and go and do what we try and do. Go and try and be the best version of us on the day. And if we are, then we've got a right good chance.
Stories are almost like a football fairy tale in a sense. Does the game on Saturday feel like destiny or football in fate?
No, because I don't think it works like that. You know, I think whoever ends up winning, people can spin the story that way. I think with both these teams. So both can argue that they deserve it. Both can say they've been through tough times. In the end, only one can come out on top. So, it's going to be whoever deserves it on the day.
We've got a full deck of cards to play with, and any injuries?
Just Corley Woodrow still, unfortunately. He's obviously not come. He's not come through. He's tried everything. Bless him. And we'll miss him. You know, he's been really important for us. I know he's not played or started every single game, but he's been important for us. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make it.
Well, is that your job in a way this week, to keep people separated from the fairy tale? And the narrative's incredible. There are loads of them. But are you the guy who's got to sort of keep a clear head?
I try and keep a clear head. But, I know the magnitude of the game, and we all do. The lads do as well. So it's not like, there's no point in not talking about it. I don't think there's anything wrong in that. And I think I've said openly, maybe to some of you guys before as well, there's nothing wrong with dreaming and aiming for it. We're there now, within touching distance. It's one game, so we know we're capable. So there's nothing wrong with that sort of side of it. But the one thing that we need to make sure we do is be the best version of us. So by doing that, we have to prepare as normally as possible. We have to work as hard as we always do. We have to be as organised as we always are. And if we get those bits right, then you stand a chance. You know, the basics that you hear people talk about all the time. If we get carried away and forget all of that stuff, then you've got no chance in a game like this. So I think you're right. My job then is just to make sure we can concentrate on the stuff that we can control, which is around the training ground, the pitch, what we do, and the focus on that. And I think we've done that so far.
This place has played such a part in your rise. Not having it behind you, is that now a disadvantage, the fact you're in neutral territory?
No, I don't think so, because I think our away form was just as good as our home form. So I don't see it that way. And I think we'll have 36,000+ people behind us. You know, so I just feel that we'll be supported even more. I know Coventry will have the same, but it'll make for a great atmosphere. And so far this season, the lads have really risen to those big games and those big occasions really, really well. It's brought the best out in them. Last week was a good example of that. Watford here or going to Sheffield United away, you know, they've done well in big games, and hopefully one more we can perform in the biggest of them all.
Rob, to be a game away on relatively modest budget, certainly by championship standards, it shows that it can be done, and the power of that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think on that, there's a lot of people deserve a lot of credit for that. So start name checking everyone almost really, but Gary and the board for the plan and how what they've done in bringing this club back from the depths over not that long a period really is incredible. Mick Harford, whatever role he's been in, he is a legend of this football club. In terms of the recruitment now, with him, Chappie, Jay, and the recruitment team, without good players, you can't be a good coach or a good manager. John Still, who I just saw knocking about before, that promotion out of the National League was arguably the most important one, arguably the hardest one to do. So it's lovely to see him and him to wish. My baby was talking to my dad after the game the other day, and he was, said some nice things to my dad, and it meant a lot. That was special. And then obviously what Nathan has done, taking the club on then from League Two and upwards with again help from Mick and and one or two other people, Alan and Chris's assistants, they deserve a heck of a lot of credit. So there's been a plan, and the guys now who make the decisions, along with me now, we won't let the club ever get into that kind of place again. So it shows you can do it, you can achieve something, you can get there, but you've got to have a plan, you've got to have consistency, you've got to recruit well, you've got to be savvy, and then know what you are and try and be good at it. And I think that's what we've done really, really well.
Yeah, I suppose when you came to the club, you probably had an idea of what you walked into, but in a way, were you pleasantly surprised by quite how smart and savvy everything is in terms of that recruitment and just the general setup of it all?
Yeah, I mean, looking at a lot of the games, so when you're going in, you try and make yourself really aware of the players, and you watch a lot of footage, so I'm prepared when I'm having my interview, etc., and I'm talking about the squad. So what I could see was a really good group of players that were being very competitive and were in a good position in the league. But then you don't see everything then behind, and all of the really good people, the great people that are here that put so much time and effort in to help the club run really smoothly and really effectively. And obviously you've met a lot of them that are around here today, whether they're dealing with the press or whether they're dealing with the tickets downstairs, or whatever it might be. There's brilliant people here. And someone just down there just asked me a minute ago, got promoted last year, and you're doing this now, and you've got the winning form. You know what it is, and I tell you what it is: good people. I'm around good people. Forest Green had really good people there. Mark Cooper had 5 years before me, and he had support and time. He had Richard Hughes, who's the director of football, who's now at Portsmouth, who's really good at what he does. So I had good players. That's what I had. So I had good players, a team that had finished in the playoffs the year before, much like Luton Town now. So I thought, good people, good players, a plan, time. They're used to winning. We could be successful there. That's why I left the FA. I thought, yeah, we can win there, and we did. Probably went against my better judgment then with the next one, but I've got back on track now with this one. Support, time, good people, good players. Got in the playoffs last year. They're used to winning. We can win here. It's not down to me. It's down to everyone and the plan that the club have got. I honestly think that anyone could have come in and done what I've done now this year. It's been pretty easy. It's been pretty easy just to keep things going. I'm just really lucky that they picked me.
You've got to give yourself some credit, though, surely.
I'm not giving myself any credit. Other people can do that. I'm never going to do that.
That's upset McCauley as well, obviously. Congrats to the outset and moved away with pressure from no one. Just tried everything.
Yeah, he has. He's tried everything. He's had some injections. He's had various things and lots of treatment. It's just really unfortunate, Mike, that he couldn't. It was just the turnaround time was too quick. He tried to get it going before the second semi-final. God, that must have been longer ago than I think now. 10 days ago or something like that, and it didn't feel right. Probably just set him back a little bit as well. It was probably a gamble worth taking. Do you know what I mean? To try and be fit for such an important game. But I love him to bits, and he's going to be so important for us going forward. He'll be with us on the day and helping in his own way now. But you obviously feel for him because it's everyone's dream to be involved in a game like this.
Fully fit squad, which is something at this stage of the season is unbelievable, isn't it?
It is, and again, a lot of people deserve a lot of credit. Lads are so professional these days. But the S&C team, the physios, worked really hard, worked around the clock in trying to keep people fit and fresh and get them out there. It's hard in the Championship because there's so many games. It's so physical. It's demanding, and especially the way we play, we demand that the lads run and work really hard, as you know. So, yeah, it's really good that we're in this position with a really healthy squad going into the game. It's a positive.
You mentioned in the Sunderland game, the away leg, the big pitch that was at the stadium, right? Obviously different kind of work rate. Have you been practicing using a bigger pitch? Because obviously Wembley is very similar to the Sunderland group.
Yeah, I mean, we have changed the size of the pitch to the same as Wembley's, but we've not made a massive thing of it, to be honest, because like I said then, we had the second best away record in the Championship this season, so we've gone to loads of big pitches and done well, so it's not a big issue for me. We'll go there and try and be what we are and try and be the best us, which we're going to run, we're going to try and press, we're going to try and do the things that we do well, and at times you can't do it every single minute of the game, but yeah, we don't see a few yards wider and longer too much of an issue.
Perhaps you went back at a performance that you did in the second leg. I mean, that's something to take with you, isn't it, into this game as well?
Gives us some good confidence. It was nice to see us. I felt the real, our team back at our best. I think the 3 games leading up to the playoff games were difficult. We had loads of discussions, didn't we, about it? How do we manage that? The mentality that we already know we're in the playoffs. We know pretty much. We've known for quite a long time, but then it was confirmed with 3 games to go. Middlesbrough the same. The 2 teams, I suppose, we both played each other. It was weird. They made some changes. We tried to keep a bit of consistency for the Middlesbrough and Blackburn game. Made changes for Hull. Felt it made sense going into the Sunderland game to look after players then. So I felt that we just had a bit of we weren't necessarily ourselves for those few games, but I could understand it. I thought first half against Sunderland we were, second half we weren't as good. They're going to have their moments. They're at home in front of 40-odd thousand. They're good. They're supposed to have a period in the game. But even when we weren't great, they didn't have many opportunities. And we limited them to pretty much nothing here, and fully deserved it in the end by just booting it.
Tom Lockyer, the Luton skipper.